report it to class. You know, Stacy, we'll admit this last person in, and then I'm done admitting people into the room and all that good stuff. So let's make sure that the person's muted. Okay, cool. Okay, so welcome to the team Zoom. We're gonna start out, and I just want to share my story a little bit with you guys, because I know there's a lot of brand new people on here, and I know that there's some people who maybe haven't been on a Zoom call of mine before, and you just want to know a little bit of background history or whatever about the person that you're actually talking to. And so just to give you a little background story, about 6 years ago, I was working 2 jobs in the medical field, and I was struggling really, really bad to make ends meet. And I was in a relationship. I just had a daughter. She was about 2 years old when I first started. And I just wanted to be able to make an extra $500 just to pay my mortgage. And so I started this business on a whim. Honestly, I didn't even believe that I was going to make any money off of it. But it was crazy because when I first started, I didn't know anything about anything. I started completely fresh. My upline quit 2 months after I got started. And I had to come to this fork in the road where I could decide to either keep going or quit with her. And I made the decision that my why was more important than her just quitting and leaving. So I was going to do whatever it took to get to where I needed to be, because I saw this vision, because there were so many other women that were on this team that were just killing it, and they were fire. And I needed that, you know, I needed that support system that was full of positive people, which I've never gotten in my entire life before. So I saw a vision in this business, and I started working this business. And within the first 7 months, I really wasn't that great at most things. I struggled a lot all the way to where I needed to be. And within 7 months, I built my business to the point where I was able to come home full time. And so I gave my 2 weeks at my nursing jobs, threw away my certificates, and I've never looked back. I've literally worked this business ever since. I've been a full-time stay-at-home mom ever since. And then I brought my fiance home about a year later after that from the shop. And we just kind of have figured it out along the way. There's been highs, there's been lows, there has been valleys, there has been mountains, there has been crazy accomplishments in this business. And then there's been times where I've cried my eyes out. And I'm telling you right now, there is going to be so many different dips and so many different things that happen along the way in your business. I learned a lot about how I come from a history of people pleasing along with this business. I learned that I really, really struggled with my past a lot when I started this business, and that all came from personal development. I also learned how to switch my mindset from an employee to a business owner, and that's what I want to teach you guys tonight. And so I'm so excited that I get to be the one to share this with you. So we're going to start off with just talking a little bit about self-discipline and how how you kind of plant the seeds in your business. And I know this is not even related to owning a farm or anything like that, but I'm sure that all of you guys know what it looks like to grow a flower, to grow plants or vegetables or whatever, right? And they don't happen overnight. And so when you start your business, you are literally messaging people consistently. You're taught to message people. You're taught to do host to post. You're taught to follow up with people and everything. And I want you to, for just a minute, just to think about your business like you're running a farm, okay? And you are planting seeds every single day. So every single time that you message someone, you are consistently planting that seed, planting that seed, planting that seed, planting that seed again and again. Now, every time that you post on Facebook, you are giving that seed sunshine every single day, which a seed needs that, right? It can't grow without it. So you have to make sure that you're consistently giving it sunshine. Now think about every single time that you follow up with that person that you're talking to. It's almost like you are giving that seed water and more water, right? And these plants need water and sunshine to grow. And so if you're not doing, let's just say you plant that seed and you let that seed go and you don't end up watering it, you don't end up posting, or you don't end up following up with that person, what is that seed going to do? It's probably going to die, right? Either that, or you're going to have someone else come along and they're going to water your seed for you. And then what's going to happen is when harvest time comes, they are going to harvest your seed that you actually planted yourself. And so during this time in my story where I could have made the decision to quit 2 months after with her, right? Or I could have continued to keep going. I was at this pivotal moment where I could think about, okay, I've planted all of these seeds. I've worked so hard to plant these seeds and talk to these people and talk to these people. And I can either make the decision to continue to water and give my seeds sunshine, or I can make the decision to throw my harvest away and throw my seeds away and just allow it to kind of do its own thing and allow someone else to come in and grab my harvest that from the seed that I initially planted. I get to decide that. And I just decided that I wanted to keep going, and I wanted to be the one that harvests that plant. I wanted to make sure that I was the one who got those people to get started. I wanted to be the person that changed those people's lives that I talked to, right? And so your business is just like as if you were to plant a seed in the ground and you were to water it and give it sunshine. It doesn't work unless you do all of them in conjunction with each other. And so this is what happens during the summertime, or this is at least what happened my first summer with It Works. I had my huge high at the beginning of the year. I ended up earning a $10,000 bonus. I don't know if I could say that on here, but insert income disclosure statement. I ended up earning a big bonus that year, and then my business exploded. Okay, cool. Yeah, my business exploded, and then that summer I ended up taking pretty much the summer off. I decided that I could work my business whenever I wanted to work it. And that was never. Okay. So I literally, there was times where like my friends wanted to go out fishing. I'm a huge fisherman. If you guys didn't know that, they wanted to go out fishing. So I was literally like down, ready to go. Let's go. Right. I would put my business on the side. I would put my entire team on the side that I had grown. And all of those people started dropping like flies. And at first I didn't understand why they were dropping, right? I didn't understand why they weren't showing up, like they should have been showing up on the days where I was actually showing up. And the biggest reality that I had during that summer was that if I'm not willing to get serious, then how is my team ever going to get serious? Because they're watching everything that I'm doing, right? How can I expect them to be serious about their business or take their business seriously if I'm not willing to get serious about my own business? And so this is where every single summer after that, things have gotten better and better and better and better. I did not wake up one day and my time management was on point. And sometimes I still wake up in the morning and my time management is crazy, okay? But I know now why it's crazy and why it's not. And that is the key point. You start to learn over time what is going to make it better for you throughout the day, especially in the summertime. If any of you guys have kids, you know what I'm talking about when it comes to summer break. It is chaos. My kids get out of school and it's instantly, I am here, there, everywhere. And I do not have like anything specific going on except for chaos. Okay. It's crazy. And so I have to make the decision to stay disciplined throughout this entire time. And over the years, I've learned that I hustle while my daughter's in school, but the second that she gets out, it's like, I really have to buckle down on when I'm working my business, because if not, if you don't tell your time where to go, your time will tell you where to go. And where my time was going was literally just going and sitting outside all day long, or going in the pool all day long, or going to the beach all day long and not doing a darn thing for my business. And so sticking with that harvest and every single day was a huge key for me. And it is for everybody that starts this business. Think about it like this, okay? When I first started my business, I shared with you guys that it took me 7 months to be able to build my business so that I could come home full time, right? And that was in fast start bonuses. I was earning them like a crazy person, okay? If I would have quit at 6 months because nothing was happening in my business, I would have never known what it was like to be able to come home full time. And because I decided to stick it out throughout that planting seed and harvesting schedule, like everybody was talking about, I was able to grow my business to the point where I was able to come home. And not everybody makes it there. Some people will decide to quit before then, but I want you to know something. Everything that you're doing right now is going to pan out in the next 3 to 6 months. You won't see your big harvest from the people you're talking to right now until 3 to 6 months down the road. So it is important, extremely important, that you stay consistent throughout the summer, because if you don't, you're not going to have the biggest harvest that you're looking for, right? If you're looking to have a really big boom in your business throughout Christmas time, anybody here, like, just show of hands, drop a 1 in the chat if you want a big paycheck around Christmas time this year. 1, me. I know I do. I know that if they come out with anything for Christmas, guess what? Chelsea's going for it. I'm going to kill it. I'm going to make it happen. It is happening. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And if I have anything to do with it, my team's going to make it happen too. So everything you do right now is going to pan out during Christmas time. So a lot of us, we look at summertime like, oh, well, I'll just kind of coast throughout the summertime. And then after summer, I will pick back up and I will hustle and I will make it happen. And that's not the case, because at that point, you've already not planted enough seeds in order to get that big harvest that you're looking for in the winter. So it is so important that you stay consistent throughout the summer, because you want that big harvest at the end of this year. And that harvest is only going to come from you staying consistent throughout the summer. Okay. And I learned that the first year, and it was because I literally slacked off, and guess what? The rest of the year was absolutely terrible. I never re-ranked that year. I never re-ranked. I never got bonuses. I did not get any fast start bonuses for the rest of the year. And it was because I slacked off throughout the entire summer, because I thought to myself, well, if I'm running my own business and I get to decide my hours, I'm going to choose to not work it at all. And that's what I did. And so it is so important to stay consistent throughout the entire summer, even if you feel like you need time off, even if you feel like you need, you're going on vacation, even if you feel like there's chaos happening around you 24/7, you just need to breathe, right? You've got to understand that sometimes we've got to make those shifts of just waking up early in the morning, or going to bed late at night, or getting ourselves ready first in the morning, or taking time away during the day, or so on and so forth. So that harvest is so important. You have to choose to give up what you want right now for what you want most. And I don't know about you guys, but I want to make sure that we rank up and we consistently bring in that more residual income throughout the rest of the year. And so I'm willing to take 5 minutes here and 30 minutes here. I said 5 minutes, but 30 minutes here and do a Zoom call while everybody else is outside having a cookout and eating and everything like that, right? I'm willing to do those things because I know that it might not benefit me right now, and nobody out there is going to understand it the way that I understand it right now. But I do know that in the next 6 months, when my paycheck hits, because I stayed consistent tonight, I'm going to say it was worth it. And so you get to decide whether you're going to be that person that says, I'm glad that I did, or I wish that I would have. And you get to decide that every single day now, not in 6 months. One of the things with self-discipline is, and this comes from like my people-pleasing background, okay, is that I used to just live to please everybody. I used to be that person who just really struggled with saying no to anybody. Drop a 2 in the chat if I'm not alone. If I'm not the only one on the Zoom call who struggled to do that at one point in their life. I don't care if it was now, I don't care if it was 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 6 months ago. Your friends ask you if you want to go out to dinner tonight or on a Friday night, let's be real, and you say yes, right? Because you just need to, even though you know that you should be out there working your business. You should be hustling. You should be making it happen, right? Same with, having cookouts. When I first started this business, we had cookouts all the time. We are like known for having big cookouts at our house, and we do it almost every single weekend. We have a ton of people here, and it's a ton of our really close friends, and we get together, we play games, and we do all that stuff and everything. And I was just the queen of just saying, yeah, that it's just going to happen. It's going to continue to happen. And it can still happen. Here's the cool thing. It can still happen, but you have to understand that you have to start earning it for yourself. So if I slack off all throughout the week and then I still decide to do a weekend big blowout cookout, I'm not really staying self-disciplined because I haven't done anything throughout the week. I have to make sure that I'm getting my stuff done that I need to get done. And then I reward myself with being able to have that cookout at the end of the week, or I reward myself with being able to go out fishing, or I reward myself with being able to go out on a dinner date and on a Saturday as a bonus date, right? Or being able to watch a movie on a Saturday night because I just did so good throughout the week and I killed it and I nailed it down. And my new girls learned everything that I needed them to learn this week, and on all that good stuff. So you've got to set the agenda for yourself, and then you've got to go all in for it. So at the beginning, I had to choose between having a cookout with friends or working my business like I needed to. I had to choose between, you know, watching a movie when I really haven't done anything throughout the week, or working my business and hustling so that I could watch movies whenever I wanted to, right? I had to choose between ignoring my business and going out with friends, or you know, working my business consistently so that I can go out with my friends whenever I wanted and didn't have to check my bank account, right? We get to decide that every single day. So that's the second thing I want to share with you guys. The next thing that I want to share with you is just being honest and communicating. How many of you guys have had someone in your life, just drop a 3 in the chat if you've ever been in this spot where nobody understands what you're actually doing? And when you go to a cookout, or when you have your friends over, or maybe you just are texting them back and forth and they're blowing your phone up all the time and they have no idea what you're doing or why you have to do it. Okay. I want to share this with you because this literally shifted everything for me. If you haven't gotten your hands on this book called The Dream Giver, you absolutely need to read it. It's called The Dream Giver. It literally looks just like this. You guys can screenshot this if you want. I think you can see it. It's Bruce Wilkinson. This changed everything for me, because when I first started my business, nobody understood what I was doing. Everybody, and still to this day, I get people who ask me, oh, you're still doing that it works thing, right? How many of you guys have heard that before? So, you know, when they say that, it's not that they don't, it's not that they wouldn't take you seriously. It's that they don't understand what you're actually doing. And this book is going to explain to you that it does not matter whether they understand it or not, because God did not give them your dream. God gave you your dream, and you are the one who is supposed to fulfill that dream. You're the one who's supposed to walk through those valleys, not them. And so that's why when you have other people who you're surrounded by who are consistently not understanding what you're doing, just recognize that for a minute, that you were set out with a purpose in your life. And this is part of your purpose. You are meant to find your purpose throughout this entire journey. And this business is going to do it with you, like for you, by you just taking those steps every single day and staying consistent, growing your mindset every single day, surrounding yourself with the women that are on this call right now, or the women that are on your team. It is so important that you understand that every single day. And being honest and communicating. You know, Matt's my fiance. He really didn't understand this business when I first started. He never once doubted me. He never has in our entire relationship. But he didn't understand this business. And so I had to get to this point in our relationship and in my business, where I had to explain to him, listen, I'm working on this bonus. And when I do this, this, and this, I get this bonus. Or when I do this, this, and this, I help with so-and-so. Or when I do this, this, and this, we make this amount of money. Okay. He didn't understand it, and they won't understand it until you start explaining it to them. So relationship wise, making sure that you're staying crystal clear on why you're doing something, and know that they are part of that vision. That is key. And that's going to help you stay consistent every single day, because they're going to understand why you have to take a couple of minutes and go work in you know, your bedroom. Or for me, it was like I locked myself in the bathroom or in the shed or in my car every single day when I first started this business. Now I've been blessed through It Works to be able to build an entire office onto my house, and I have a space to go in. But when I first started, I didn't. I had to work in the living room, or like I said, I locked myself in my car a lot. I did a lot of these Zoom calls. If you look back on my YouTube channel, I did a lot of these Zoom calls right out in my workshop outside in the shed. You know, I just worked wherever I had to work. And he understood because I was so transparent with him. I told him, this is my goal. This is my dream. I'm doing this for us. Here's what this is going to pay for. And this is why I'm doing it. Okay. And never once did he, not understand it, because I was crystal clear with him. Now, with everybody else that you're surrounded by, let's just say you're not in a relationship, or let's just say you are in a relationship, but you've got family and friends who just don't understand it at first, right? The communication is key. Talking about the things that you're working on and the things that you're working to accomplish. If they don't understand it, that's not because of you. That's because of their own mindset. They are doubting themselves. And so what they're doing is they're hypothetically like vomiting that insecurity onto you, right? And that, not knowing if they could really do it, they're pawning it off on you, their beliefs on you, so that, it's just how it is. Okay. And if you read, you will learn all these things. It's so important to do personal development, especially throughout the summertime, because summer is a time where a lot of people lose their sight and their vision in this business. And a lot of people will lose their belief that they can actually do it, because there's so many things going on at once. We're overstimulated. The weather is nice and we want to get outside. So staying very open and communicating. Every single person that was out at that cookout tonight, I had a conversation when I walked outside, and I said, listen, I got a Zoom call at 8:00. So I'll be MIA for about 30 to 35 minutes. Okay. And I'll be back out in a little bit. Okay. So they know that I'm going to be working my business. If I'm on my phone, everybody out there knows that I'm actually working, and I'm not just sitting there scrolling while they're talking and hanging out and everything. I'm literally just responding to a message super, super quick. So they know what I'm doing, and I am just super crystal clear, and I always have been with that. So being completely 100% honest. And if they get offended by that, and they get offended by you having to go and work, if you are working a 9-to-5 job, and some of you guys are at your 9-to-5 job, do you have to leave and go if you are are set up to clock in at a certain time? Absolutely. So you've got to start taking your business just as seriously as you would take your 9-to-5 job. And as long as you do that, then people will start taking you seriously too. But how can they take you seriously if you don't even take this business seriously yourself? You've got to step up to the plate, and you've got to make sure that you are staying serious. You are staying consistent every single day, so that it all pans out this year. So the next thing I want to share with you guys is how I time block, because I've had a lot of questions about this recently, and I also teach my new distributors how to do the same exact thing. I think a lot of my new distributors, they are crystal clear on how it works with time blocking, and how we have a checklist. And every single day in my personal team chat, I always love to write out a little notepad like this. I literally had a checklist for myself, and I had to get this checklist done today before I set my pool up. Okay. I told myself literally, and like I always write down on the bottom what exactly I'm going for, like what exactly I want to do after that. So it's almost like a reward system. It's like, Chelsea, when you get this done, you get to do this. But if you don't get all this done, you don't get to do that, right? So that's going to help you with time blocking every single day. I don't plan my schedule. I personally do not say like, oh, well, at 7 a.m. I'm going to do this, 6 a.m. I'm going to do this, 3 p.m. I'm going to do this. I don't do that, because life is so crazy. I have 2 kids. They're unpredictable. And like, how many of you guys, just drop a 4 in the chat if you have kids and it feels like you're here, there, and everywhere all the time. Okay. Like, that's literally how I feel. So if you understand that, that's exactly why I don't time block. I say in the morning, I will get a whole checklist done. And at night, I will get another whole checklist done before I go to bed. And I will not go to bed until I make it happen. Now, in the middle of the day, I allow things to free flow. If my son takes a nap, guess what? I'm not going to go take a nap with him. I'm not going to go outside and lay in a lawn chair, or I'm not going to go swimming in the pool while he's taking a nap. I'm going to hop on and I'm going to work on my dreams and my goals. Because me personally, I know paying my light bill and paying my mortgage is more important than me sleeping right now, right? And, being able to take my son to go do all these fun things while he's awake is more important to me than going outside and laying in a lawn chair and doing absolutely nothing. So I make sure that I take that time. And just like Stacey said, she said, we make sacrifices for the things that we want. Absolutely. I really wanted in the moment to take a nap. But what I want long-term is to be able to take my son out to go to the playground without even having to worry about looking at my bank account to put gas in my car, right? I don't want to have to worry about, I want to be able to take him places. I want to be able to do things. I want to be able to not have to sit here and worry about how am I going to pay my bills when, how to pay my bills and everything when I'm just sitting there and not working it. You know what I mean? Like, I want to make sure that I get to do those things. And the only way I'm going to do that is if I stay focused 100%. Okay. During those times, I take advantage of the times where I'm not with my kids the most, because otherwise, if you have anxiety, anything like me, I am literally like a crazy person when I am like here, there, and everywhere. So I always take advantage of when my kids are sleeping. If my kids are going to sleep in until 7 a.m., guess what? I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. and I'm going to make it happen. If my kids are going to go to bed at 8 p.m., guess what? I'm going to work from 8 to 10 p.m. every single night just to make things happen. If, if my son's going to take a nap, or my daughter's going to go outside and jump on the trampoline by herself, guess what? I'm going to make it happen during those times. I'm going to take those little tiny pockets where my kids are preoccupying themselves, and I'm going to make it happen for myself and for them. And then number 6, or the next thing that I have on this list, is setting yourself up with a plan. And I'm going to tell you guys the things that I plan out in my business. Okay. This has been a huge turnover for me since I started it, and it has helped me tremendously. And I teach my team how to do the same exact thing every single day. Okay. Number 1, the first thing that I plan out, and I make sure I plan this every single week, I plan my post ahead of time. If I'm not planning my post ahead of time, I am either not posting that day because life is crazy, or I am going here, there, and everywhere, trying to find a post to put up while my kids are sitting right in front of me, right? Why would I do that to myself? Why wouldn't I just take a Sunday night or a Monday night and plan out all my posts within an hour so that I have a post planned and ready to go? And I do it right through the boards app. I created a board for myself, and it's labeled this week's post, and I plan out my post for the day. I usually do like one product post or one business post every single day. And then the other one is kind of like random. It's like, okay, what did I do today? Or what was I able to do today? Or giving them a good idea, or sharing something I did for my wedding. Or like today I shared that we were doing yard work and setting the pool up and all that good stuff, right? Like, sharing your life is key. And the only way that you can do that is to make sure that you plan ahead of time, especially if you are here, there, and everywhere, just like I am. Okay. The second thing that I plan out is my TikToks and my reels. Okay. I pick a day every single week, and sometimes it's Mondays, sometimes it's Saturdays. Okay. Like, it really all depends on when I'm ready to get up and get dressed and actually do something with myself in order to make them. Okay. I go and I make like 10 TikToks in a row. I record my TikToks all at once. And then I pick one day, and I will go down and I will write text on every single one of them, and I'll write the caption out on every single one of them. So they're already planned for the entire week. And then throughout the week, all I have to do is just post throughout the week, right? So I get to decide that, and I'm able to pre-plan those. And the cool thing is that they're all right in your it's like an archive almost. I can't remember what they're called, drafts. You can save them in your drafts. So I do that, and I plan out my TikToks and I plan out my posts. The third thing that I plan out is my goal for the week. Okay. If it's not written down, it's just a dream. You allow it to become a goal when you actually write your dream down. When you write the things down, that's when it becomes a goal. And so what I like to do is I'll take my notebook, and I'm going to share this one with you guys just to show you exactly what's going on. Okay. So like, I'll share like one of these previous weeks with you guys. So if you look at this, I literally have little boxes on the side of my calendar on one of the weeks. And I literally have the circles stand for distributors, and then the squares stand for customers. And right next to it, you'll notice I have like how much I'm going to make when I get those things done, right? Or sometimes I'll put like where I'm going to put that customer and what that's going to do for that person. So I have exactly how many customers and distributors written out, but I also have what that's going to do for me and my team so that I know exactly what I'm working for, what I'm working towards, and it's right in front of me every single time that I write things down. Okay. So I always plan out that goal, and I have it right in front of me, and I usually do that Sunday nights. And then the last thing that I do is I write down my daily tasks. Yes, weekly, monthly goals, absolutely. I write down my daily tasks. So just like you guys see, I have a little calendar here, or a little notebook here. I buy these at the Dollar Tree, and I just write them down. If you're on the go all the time, I recommend looking at your notepad and seeing how you can do a checklist on your actual notepad. Okay. And when you have that checklist going, you can literally just click the little button, and it will, there's like a little circle at the beginning of it, and you can darken the circles to show the ones that you've actually done. But it is so important that you have this checklist every single day. And I do, with my time blocking, the most things that I do throughout the day, if you want to write this down, I send messages. I am an avid, message sender. I literally send messages for host to post, potential distributors, and I send PLC messages all the time. I don't know what we call them now, so I'm just going to call them PLC messages. Okay. If you don't know what that is, it's messages about products. I ask people all the time if they've ever thought about trying product, or if they know somebody that would want to try product, right? I have messages in the boards. I think every single one of us has boards, and you've probably seen tons of messages about certain things, right? So I send messages for host to post, distributor, and PLC messages all throughout the day, right? The second thing that I do is I grow my network, because you got to think about it like this, okay? If you want to plant a seed, what do you have to do first? You have to actually get the seed. You have to go and purchase the seed. How are you supposed to plant a seed if you don't have them? So when you're adding people, it's like you are grabbing those seeds, right? You're bringing the seeds in. And then when you message, you're actually planting that seed in the ground. So that kind of goes with the analogy. So I'm messaging, I'm adding, I'm posting at least once a day about business or product. It doesn't matter what day it is. I'm posting every single day about business or product, at least once a day. This is so important. And the fourth thing that I do is I follow up. I am following up consistently. I'm not waiting till Friday to follow up. I'm not waiting till Thursday to follow up, because you have to be the last person that got in that person's inbox, whether it be just reaching out to them and saying, hey, how you doing? Right? Whether it be one of our messages that says like, hey, I hope you have a great day. I'm just trying to brighten everybody's day today. Right? Like literally you could follow up with them with anything, as long as you are the last person that's in their inbox. One, they're seeing your posts more, they're seeing your stories more, but not only that, you are the last person that was in their inbox. So when they are ready, guess who they're coming to? They're coming to you, because you've gotten in their inbox way more. They've connected with you more times, and they're going to see that if you aren't giving up on them in that stage, you're not going to give up on them when they actually get started. Okay. They want to see that commitment. They want to see that consistency. So the follow-up is extremely, extremely important. The next thing is to have your why somewhere that you can see it consistently every single day. Now, writing your plan down, absolutely, I think that's a great idea. But having your now goals, your soon goals, and your future goals are super important. So get them written down somewhere, whether it be a whiteboard that's on the fridge, whether it be taking sticky notes and putting them all over your wall, whether it be writing it on the bathroom mirror, whether it be having a dream board in your house where you know what you're fighting for and what you're going for. You've got to get them in front of you. Otherwise, they're going to be at the back of your mind all the time. Okay. You're going to start choosing your goal and your dream over the things that you want right now. And it's, if you don't make the commitment throughout the summer to just stay consistent with those 4 things every single day. Stacy put some other things in the chat too that I do stay consistent with. Absolutely. But if I have a really, really crazy day and I just need to stay consistent with something, I'm talking, I'm going to be messaging, posting, adding, and following up. Those are the 4 things I'm going to do no matter what, no matter how crazy my day is, I'm going to make it happen. And so I personally run that system where I follow up with everybody the day before, and then I'm following up with like weeks before too, unless you're new, and then you just follow up with people who are the day before, the week before, or whatever. So I hope that helps you guys. That's really all I've got tonight, but I wanted to make sure that I covered everything. I don't know if there's any questions in the chat, but I'm going to make sure before I hop off here. Daily chat, I think it was just Stacy putting a lot of stuff. Guys, she put a lot of stuff in the chat tonight. That was so good. So if you need to screenshot anything, go ahead, go screenshot it. Yeah, pay all my bills. Yeah, exactly. The Dream Giver by Bruce Wilkinson. Yep. That's a fire book. I'm telling you right now, it shifted everything for me, because when I first started, I was a super big people pleaser. Like I literally would say yes to everybody else but myself. And that book shifted everything to help me understand that I need to put my family first, and I need to put my kids first. And I need to choose to make it happen. Thank you so much, Chelsea. You're welcome, girl. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. I got to listen to that book again. Yeah, absolutely. I'm about to read it again too, girl. It was just that good. Thank you so much. How cool. Thank you guys so much. And thank you for hopping on. I appreciate you guys taking the time to get on here and just letting me know that it was something that I absolutely needed to do tonight, even with tons of people at my house right now. So I'm going to hop up here and get some work done. I love you guys so much. I appreciate it. And I hope you have a great night. Bye, guys.